4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show. Okay.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits.
1, 2, 3.
Famous English proverbs and how they relate to your career. That's what we'll be talking about today with our career strategist, Adrian Choo from careeragility.org. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, gang, and good morning, Singapore, and good morning to the whole world. Wow, National Day came and went. Was so fast.
Got one more coming up.
Where did the weekend go?
Don't worry. One more sleep to the weekend. Every time you come on, we celebrate.
You know, I think the 21st of August is going to be very, very important.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I got my Singapore shirt and cap and everything. I didn't wear it on the 9th of August because, you know, to me, National Day is going to be on the 21st of August
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a small little ceremony we had on the 9th of August. You know, but the 21st of August, we're gonna party!
As long as you have your 2 shots.
Yes.
Okay,
tequila, right?
So how did you come up with this? What was your inspiration for these English proverbs relating to your career?
Yeah, yesterday I was in the car and I was driving and I was, of course, tuned into the Big Show and I heard Angel's rendition of the poem which she read on English, and it was hilarious. It was so beautifully articulated, and as I said, I almost lost control of the car laughing. And if you guys haven't heard the poem yet or seen the poem, I think it's on your Facebook page.
Yes,
on
it is.
the Big Show, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So I decided that, okay, wow, so inspired by Angel's English poetry that I decided, okay, maybe today let's talk about famous English proverbs and sayings that could help your career or could help prevent you from derailing your career.
Okay, so what kind of English proverbs are you talking about?
Okay, so one of my favorite ones, which I always say, is this old saying. Whenever our clients say, "I feel like resigning," and we ask them, why do you want to resign? And they say things like, "Oh, I don't like the boss," or "Oh, I've been here for quite a while," or "I'm getting bored. I think there might be a better job outside." But they can't really articulate the real reasons why they're leaving. So we always tell them that, look, you got to be careful because sometimes it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
True.
Because
True.
You might be happy, you might be unhappy in your role now, but every time you shift into a new role, or even every time you shift into a new company, there's always risk involved. So you want to be able to mitigate your risk. But sometimes, we've had clients before who just because they were so overtaken by the charm and flattery of the headhunter, they move over to the new role and they realize that, oh man, this is a terrible place. I wish I had my old job back. Sometimes it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
That's also kind of like the grass is always greener, right? But someone's going to have to water it.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of an ex-member of our show.
Oh.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dun, dun, dun. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's talk more about English proverbs when we go on the Big Show TV. Continue watching us on Facebook. What's next, Glenn?
Up next, sweet, here are the beautiful ones on 1FM 91.3. Good morning.
English proverbs and sayings.
I said that only because I know he's watching right now.
Okay. All right. So, career strategies that can be derived from old English proverbs. What have you got lined up?
So the other one which I often say is the old saying about penny wise, pound foolish.
Isn't that more inclined, more in tune with management than anyone else, right?
I think it's all around for management as well as for individuals. Let's talk about management first, because I think you brought up a great point, FD. Sometimes hiring managers want to go for the cheapest individual.
Yeah.
Right? Or they try and bargain you down on your salary, just because you're earning $6,000 now, and even though you're doing a $10,000 job, they say, oh, fine, but your previous salary you were earning $6,000, so I'll give you $6,050. It's like you start the relationship off with on a bad note, right?
Yeah.
So And then it's just the love is not there, and you start off. So sometimes it's just penny wise pound foolish, or you have interesting example. When the market turned bad, sometime last year before around COVID, right? Before the lockdowns, there's this company I knew that actually reduced. They in order to cut costs, they reduced the coffee in the pantry, and everyone had 3-in-1 instead of the usual.
Oh, Nespresso.
Yeah, they took away the machine and they just put 3-in-1. It's like,
Oh, no.
come on, it's penny wise pound foolish. You're making everyone miserable, and everyone worked from home in the end. But sometimes management has that example. I'm sure you guys have examples of that as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know about if cutting coffee is like penny wise, pound foolish. Though. I mean,
I know, that's crazy.
that's
But
like
on the-
procurement saying that we can't spend 80 cents on a pod versus $8 on a big bag, you know?
Yeah.
I know, but productivity went down. Everyone got pissed off. So
Oh,
it's
no.
like, oh no. So people weren't really happy about it. They're saying, "What's this?" You know. In the meantime, they look at the big bosses, and the big bosses are still like, having big dinners outside and everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's management, but on the individual side, sometimes you have to be careful because a deal that comes in, a new job that comes in, may pay a lot more than what you're getting right now. And it looks really interesting. And when you hop over to the new role, and suddenly you realize why they're paying you more, it's because it's a hot seat, and if it had difficulty finding a replacement for that role, or nobody wants that job, that's why they got to pay more. So sometimes you have to look at the big deal, the whole package, rather than just the salary piece itself.
Yeah, I believe in investing more now and it paying off later rather than continually spending less on something and then having to replace it because it doesn't work.
Doesn't work,
whether
yeah.
it's items that you buy or people that you hire or food that you eat. I think penny wise pound foolish is a great saying there.
We've had individuals before who have taken a pay cut. Okay, just to get into the industry which they want to get into, just to break into the industry. And at the end of the day, in the long run, they won. They won big time because they got the experience, they got promoted very quickly. And that's the reverse of the penny wise pound foolish strategy. So you look at the big picture, don't just look at the money itself, look at the end game. So that's one of the strategies which you always advise. Have a long-term goal. Have a long-term vision.
Actually, that's very interesting because I just interviewed someone for a job in my organization who is changing.
You guys are
industries.
hiring?
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody, apply.
Sending a CV is great.
TFD Private Limited.
And because it was a change of industries, this person was actually willing to take a pay cut,
Oh, right.
which is really interesting. Yeah.
Which is good for you guys.
Not good for us. It's good for us because she's very driven. Even in an interview, you see it. Extremely driven.
Wow.
And I was very surprised when I looked at expected salary and I went, say what? Even I was surprised at what she expected,
Yeah.
knowing where she came from.
Okay, so what is
Wow.
that? And you said what you offered was what she was willing to accept.
No, it's what I was going to offer was something
Way
totally
less,
different.
right, okay.
But what she came down to was phenomenal.
Oh,
Is this the
wow,
one you were telling me about? You guys were going to offer her something like $15,000 or what?
No.
And then
Is that what it's going for?
no,
Okay,
no.
TFD Private Limited.
No, I'm
TFD
writing my
Private
resume
Limited.
right now. Ain't working that way.
What's your website again?
Ain't working that way. But it is interesting that you brought that up because there are people out there who understand that sometimes switching industries does require that because of the lack of experience. You
Yeah,
may
that's
bring
true.
discipline and whatever, but you don't have experience in that industry. And it does make you look good because I look at this person and I go, okay, this person knows that they've got a lot to learn. They know they can't start in a new industry where they left the last one.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but truly, Adrian, is she being a sucker?
No. You know what? If I was trying to break into your industry, I would work under FD and learn from him. Man, I'll work for free, man.
All right.
Hey,
I
you
will
know-
get my
you-
HR
for
to
the
call
first-
you.
for the first week.
Do you know
For the
what,
first week.
Adrian? You know what? It's funny you say that. Anjali is leaving on the 28th. Would you like to fill in for her position?
Differently, you have to work
Where do I
underneath.
send
You
my
have to work
CV
under
to?
Sean.
You don't have to send in your CV. You're hired.
That's why.
You can just come on the Monday after. Don't worry, just come in.
But it is true, to be able to see an apprentice. I mean, if I really wanted to break into an industry, what's a better place to be than under the shadow of someone who's done it for like 35
That
years,
is
30
true.
years,
Yeah.
40.
right? I mean, it's like 40 years. Yeah, it's like
Close to,
amazing. It's from the FD was around when they literally had records and like,
Yeah.
spinning records,
It makes
right?
it sound so
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
Invented the microphone.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Adrian.
What were you, were you
FD
using
was-
the loud hailer back then?
Yeah.
FD was caught in the Bukit Ho Swee fire.
All the records.
Just to let you know, I was born at that point.
1961.
There you go.
Okay, stand
The
by.
Bukit
We're going
Ho
back on
Swee
air
fire
first.
was 1961.
Go
Okay.
back on air. Stand by.
Three Doors Down, Here Without You on The Big Show. 1FM 91.3. I like the cold end to that song. What a brilliant song.
It is a
Great
great
Love
song.
it.
Yep.
We have our special guest with us today every Thursday. It's Adrian Choo from careeragility.org. He is the CEO and founder. And he's been helping people out, for how many years now?
Oh, the past 4 years, we've been running Career Agility International. We've been helping executives and individuals to achieve that career satisfaction and career longevity by just sitting down with them and just talking and sharing with them, understanding where you want to go and how to get there.
Yeah, and I've
Fantastic.
been, checking out the various testimonials and all that. Very, very happy people who have come to you, who have gotten jobs that are paying them even more than their previous jobs. So if you guys need any help career-wise, look for this man, Adrian Choo, and his team at careeragility.org.
And we've got such
Thanks.
fun topics every Thursday. And today is particularly fun because you were inspired by something that I did yesterday for Wellness Wednesday. So famous English proverbs and how they relate to your career. So you were just taking us through a couple of English proverbs like better the devil you know than the devil you don't, and penny wise, pound foolish. So what other proverbs can you pull from that will relate to our careers?
Well, I like this one, which says, better late than never.
That's with everything in
So-
life, right?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I think that the older you are, the sweeter things will become, and I think you get better at it. But we do get people who are very impatient with their careers. I've not gone anywhere yet. I'm especially the younger ones who are at 25 or 26 years old, and they go like, I still haven't realized my full career potential yet. And we tell them, wait, right? Good things will come.
But Adrian, this better late than never can also, if not used properly, can be used as a cop-out.
How?
I've got
How?
something to do. I'm late. Well, better late than never, I know.
Oh, they always say that. Oh my God.
At least I'm
You
doing
know
it.
what I mean? It can. I've heard
I
it.
know.
I've heard it used as a cop out. You're 2 days late. Hey, boss, better late than never, boss. And I'm like, whoa!
I wanna slap you.
I'll slap you across your face, boy.
I don't think anyone's going to get away with that.
Yeah,
But
but they do use it. They do
They
use
do.
it.
I've heard it.
So,
But
so that's the best excuse for turning up late to work, right? Better
Better late than never.
I tell you what, why don't you not come in tomorrow? So, Adrian, you were talking about this being for the youth. The ones that are maybe just starting out in their careers. What about for the older generation? Because a lot of people are, for say, unhappy in their careers. A lot of people are looking to switch careers. We've had conversations about this over the past couple of weeks. What about older people who are looking to restart careers? Does this saying also count for them? People that are looking to do their passion.
Yeah, and that's something which I wanted to talk about as well in greater detail, because a lot of times people feel that I'm too old to change. And you're saying, how old are you? I'm 42. And it's like, that's way too early. That's not old yet. In fact, I'm 50 and they feel that no one's going to hire me because I'm too old. But the age is just a construct.
Yeah.
So it's everything else that we look at, your energy levels, your expertise, experience. But what is really important is that some people we speak to feel that whatever age they are, maybe they're in their late 40s or early 50s, they feel that I've not achieved anything yet. But what we tell them is that you have to realize that different people have different pathways. And some people, which we find very successful today, but they started out late in life. If you look at Samuel L. Jackson, our favorite, Nick Fury, right? Yeah, he got his first major career break, movie break at age 43. Before that, he was doing small little bit roles. In fact, if you watched Coming to America, the original version, the first one with Eddie Murphy, right? Yeah, he was the robber that broke
Yes,
into
that's
the
right. Yeah,
that's
into
right.
the-
Yes.
Into
Right?
the fast food outlet. Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch it again, you say, "Hey, isn't that Samuel L. Jackson?" Yeah, that's him, you know. So he had small little bit roles, but it was Jungle Fever, I think, Spike Lee's movie in when he was about 43 that he started getting noticed. Morgan Freeman as well. So
Yes.
he was on Sesame Street, if I remember.
Electric
Electric
Company.
Company.
Electric Company.
Yeah.
Electric Company, that's the one. Yes, correct. Right? Yeah.
And
So-
different
so
people,
some-
different people peak at different times in their lives, right?
correct.
You can't follow the
So
same
that's
path.
why you can't follow the same path, and you don't have to be so pressured to feel that I've not achieved anything yet, because the best is just around the corner, you see. And right now in today's context of the gig economy, our careers are like chapters. You know, one chapter here, one chapter there. So every chapter is a new chance to shine. And if your chapter ends, there's a new chapter coming up in a new place. You're going to have another opportunity to shine as well. So don't feel so fixated that it's over. You know, it's not over till it's over. It's
Yeah.
another
It's
thing,
not
right?
Don't
over,
give up.
It's
Never
not
give
over
up.
till what, FD?
I can't say that because I'll be politically incorrect.
Why?
It's not over till who?
Till a certain kind of lady sings.
You can't even say lady now.
It
I
ain't
can't
over till the fatty lady sing.
Well, the fat lady sings.
Huh? Fat. I mean fat.
But okay, we're about to
We can't say fat now.
We're about to go to our Facebook Live, and I want to talk about that one. It ain't over till it's over. I think that is something everybody needs to talk about a little bit more.
Why can't we say fat? You're fat. I'm fat.
Oh my-
What's the problem?
No. You're fat. I'm fat. There's a difference.
And PHAT, is it?
No, I'm talking FAT.
It ain't over till the obese lady sings.
Even worse. Can we?
Okay,
All
let's just
right,
move
we're
on,
going
right?
to a song.
Yeah.
Here's Cliff
Yes.
Richard with
Up
Some
next.
People.
Cliff Richard. Some people. Oh yeah, you said that already.
I did already.
Right here on The Big Show. 1FM 91.3.
I think, Adrian, going back to that, it ain't over till it's over. I think that is a rally cry that needs to be used in more organizations, especially now when times are tough. People, it is a great rally cry for organizations. You know, you never give up the fight. It is never over until that last minute.
I am Sparta.
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
The Spartans, it didn't end well for the Spartans.
Yeah.
All the right.
So it's not over until that last cent is used, until everything's dried out and last person's out the door.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that how we should be?
No, even
forward.
if that's true, there's still another chapter coming up where
That's
the
true
founders,
as well.
one thing I love about Silicon Valley culture is that when a startup fails, what they will do on the last day, they will just have a party and they'll have a farewell party. But they're looking for, okay, so what shall we do next?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're crazy. So what shall we do next? Now, what's the next adventure? So this one didn't work out. Now what do we do next? So absolutely, sometimes it feels like you're losing, but if you take in the bigger scheme of things, it's only half time. There's still a second half to play.
Yeah, I like that actually. Sometimes you may think you're losing, but actually you're clearing the path for something bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that.
it's
And then
true.
they have a party at the end of a failure of a startup because it's the start to another, right?
Yes, correct. That's why I said earlier, your life and your careers are made up of chapters now. We tell our clients that, they are just chapters. So if one chapter closes, you had a great run at this one, you take a short break, next chapter opens up. It may be in a different form, a different format, different company, different role you're doing, maybe bigger, maybe smaller, but you always have the chance to excel in what you're doing next because it's a choice.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Right.
true.
And we really need to read into these ones. The other one I think that's really good is when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I heard an interpretation of this. This was a few months ago, and I absolutely giggled myself till I almost peed. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That means when the work gets harder, you just move.
That's true.
I'm like,
When the going gets
what?
tough,
Do something
There
easier.
they go.
There they go. I think
Time go home.
I think you misinterpreted that whole thing somewhere.
It's not what it meant.
Not exactly.
We should play that song later. I wonder whether we play that song,
song is
here
that?
on OneFM.
When the
When the
going
going gets tough.
And the girl
Tough,
gets-
get going,
going.
going.
Metallica, is it?
Billy Ocean.
No, it's not Metallica.
Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean.
I think Glenn just did the the Metallica version just
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He
that's-
was, you know,
But
I
do
think-
we see that here in Singapore when the going gets tough, the tough get going?
in terms of the good one or the bad one?
good ones, the good ones.
I see both. But yes, we encourage our clients basically, if you're facing difficulties at the office, quitting may not be the only route or the only solution. And sometimes there are strategies you can deploy. But what's interesting is one of the strategies which we have successfully encouraged a lot of our clients to do is to outwit, outlast, and outplay the boss or whoever's having the problem. Survivor, right? Yeah. So sometimes it's just a matter of outlasting
Yeah.
the person. So we had this case, new boss came in, parachuted in from Australia, thought he knew the place, he thought he knew the industry. He's never been in Singapore before, but no, because I'm the Australian, so I know how this is done, and made life difficult for everybody. So instead of a lot of the team members quit, and he wanted to quit too. One of our client wanted to quit, and he said, "No, just hang in there. Last longer than him. Just outlast him and outplay him." And interestingly, within 9 months, he was the new boss went back home.
Oh.
Because it's so he outlasted the boss. So sometimes it's not worth to quit and give up everything that you've built,
Right.
just because of an obstacle which you think is really big. But if you sat down and remove the emotions away from it, it's something you could probably manage.
So
on your
this is
own.
a cultural thing, right, Adrian? And I think it happens more often than people think here in Singapore. So, we always talk about our local workers and all that. Let's focus on some of our foreign friends who are here in charge of companies and all that. How do you think they can make their lives better? Because I'm sure there are clashes sometimes, a clash of two
Culture.
cultures,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And, it's not necessarily their fault because they're from another country
not.
and so they work their way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the locals can't adapt to his or her style and, things go bad.
And it's also mindset, right?
Yeah. So if
mindset.
you could talk to some of our foreign friends who are in that position right now, what kind of advice would you give them, Adrian?
Get to know the locals. Get to know the local culture. You're in Singapore working. You're not just here for work. There's so much to learn culturally, to eat, to go up. One of my ex-bosses, Aussie guy, and he's been in Singapore for the longest time, His idea of team building is going out to eat durians at Bugis.
That's cool.
Well,
I
Boss,
love
my
it.
kind of boss.
Yeah, he would order the biggest durians and he would have a good he's so localized that he even knows not to drink whiskey with the durian. So
Okay.
so he said, no, don't try that. He said, people have died before. I said, wow, you know your
Really?
stuff. So
Yeah.
No, the old saying about don't mix alcohol with durians.
With
Have you heard it
durian.
before, Angel?
Oh no. Well,
She's
I
not
don't
a
eat
durian.
I don't eat durian, so
Oh, you're not a big durian fan.
I'll take the alcohol.
So so totally localized. So yeah, rather take the alcohol first. But get to know the locals, local culture, and you'll understand why we Singaporeans do the strange things that we do. Okay, why we are so kiasu, why we behave the way we do. So it's all about getting used to each other, and it's fun. I mean, I've had great times with bosses and colleagues from outside Singapore.
I personally, my take on this, tell me if I'm right or wrong, and I think I'm right, sorry. Is
So we shan't tell you if you're wrong. then.
No, tell
Okay.
me if you're wrong or if this is not possible. I think every foreigner that comes into Singapore in a management position, in a position of power, needs to spend the first few months not only getting to know the staff, but learning to find that middle ground, because both parties need to learn from each other. It's not just management learning local ways. The locals have got to learn the foreigners' way and then find the compromise, which a lot of
the middle
people
ground.
are not willing to do.
Yeah, you know why? Because sometimes the foreign boss doesn't show them the kind of respect
That
that
is true as well.
they want to feel.
True.
So it takes someone very skillful actually to be able to strike that balance and to win the respect of the locals.
Yes.
Because you have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's both ways.
It's both ways.
Are
both
there
ways.
cultural lessons that foreigners get when they come in and take up high positions and stuff like that?
Yeah, they actually are, and small little nuances. So I remember I had this new boss, new colleague, senior colleague came in once, and he was introducing himself to the team, and he came across to my table and he wanted to give me his name card, and he just flicked his name card on my table.
Oh,
Oh.
Here.
yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey, it's okay, you can do it to me because we're colleagues, but don't try that on our client. They're gonna be pissed. No, you don't flick name cards at people on your table. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had another colleague who was really cute. She came into Singapore and she said, Adrian, come over here. She did this. Come here, Adrian. Yeah, come. And I said, no, you don't do that. She's European, so I said, back home in France, that's normal. She said, no,
Yeah.
no, you don't do this. This is what parents do. Adrian Choo, come here. What are you?
Yeah, with the finger.
Yeah.
So, if you're watching us right now on the Big Show TV, which I think
is,
you are,
we
yeah,
are.
it is a Big Show TV right now.
Yes, please.
I thought we were on air.
That's nice for you.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, no. So there are cultural nuances you got to be careful with. It's like, come, Adrian, come.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't do that. I said, don't do that. You can do it to me, but don't do it when you're out there. So yeah, it's funny, and we have a good laugh about it. And I think it's just learning local cultures.
Yeah.
Okay, stand by.
Okay.
We go traffic first, and then back on air.
OneFM 91.3 traffic.
A few areas to look out for: the TPE towards the SLE, a vehicle broken down after Jalan Kayu exit. In the CTE tunnel towards the SLE, a stationary vehicle before Cairnhill Circle entrance. New North Bridge Road. This is near the High Street Junction. There's been an accident there. TPE towards the SLE, vehicle broken down. This is after Tampines Avenue 7 exit as well. Stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Adrian Choo, CEO and founder at careeragility.org. And we're talking about English proverbs that you can use to relate to your career. And it's been really interesting this morning.
It has. Adrian, you've gone through quite a few fun proverbs today. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Better late than never. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, which incidentally is the next song that we're going to play just for you. Penny wise, pound foolish. But there's also another one that I came across that's really, really good. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was burnt in one. Tell us more about how we can relate that with our career.
Yeah, so not a lot of times we are always in a rush to get promoted. We're always in a rush to get to where we want to be. But we have to realize that it's a long game. Your career is a very long game. If you think about it, it's close to 45 years in the making. Because if you start work at 20 and you retire at 65 or 70 even, you're looking at 50 years of working, 5 decades. And wherever you are right now, it's just part of the journey. So don't be aware of, you watch your timelines, okay? Be realistic in your timelines, but don't kill yourself or don't burn yourself out so early. Because I met this person who was brilliant, Harvard educated lady, and she joined one of the big consulting firms, became a partner at age 34, 32.
Oh, wow.
By 36, she was burnt out. Totally burnt out. She gave up everything, and she's running her own art studio now, and she's very happy where she is.
Oh,
But she said,
wow.
when I look back at it, she said, "No, I've been working since I was in school to now. I've been running at top speed, but I just want to slow down because
Good.
I'm burnt out."
Good for her. It's a blessing in disguise, actually.
It is.
Oh,
So I think by
she's
the time
happy.
she hit 36, she had made quite a bit already.
Money,
Yeah.
and
You
then
know,
she could do her passion,
And so
right?
now it's like a
Semi-retirement.
Semi-retirement.
kind of stage, yeah.
Semi-retirement.
less stressful. So very good.
And she found
Very
it
good.
early. I mean, not every people usually find
Yeah.
it in their 50s or not ever.
Look at
even.
FD. He's still working till today.
But you see, but you see, I've always had this plan. So you were talking about timelines. How important is the plan? Because I still do this in my office. Someone comes to me and I go, 2 years from now, where do you want to be? 5 years from now, where do you want to be? 10 years from now, where do you want to be? How far ahead should people be planning?
I would say, plan maybe about 5. It's realistically, you want to think about what you want to do in 5 or 8 years' time. But in reality, the way the world changes and everything, it may not be happening. So think about where you want to be in about 5 years' time, but review your strategy every 6 months or a year.
6 months.
I think many people
Yeah.
will be reviewing, their their plans,
especially now.
because they might not be making as much money as they would I mean, we all suffering in one way or another because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, people like us, for example, we used to go out and host like maybe 4 or 5 shows a month.
Yeah.
And that would be, a significant amount of money in terms of, extra income.
Yeah.
But now, because of the pandemic, that's been cut down by quite a bit.
Dramatically, yeah.
So if I was planning to retire at the age of 55, I can't now. I'll have to retire at maybe 60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that something that you get a lot of from the people who come and see you, Adrian?
Yeah, so it's always having the long-term gain, a long-term goal to play this game. So and to be able to react. I mean, for you guys, it's not so bad because the pandemic has just dented the income.
Yes,
but
that's
for
true.
a lot of other people, the pandemic has evaporated
Taken
their
away,
income
yeah.
totally.
Yes.
Taken
Yes.
away totally, and that's even worse. So that's where you have to start planning. What else can I do? And that's why our clients come to us and talk about what they want to do next. And Rome wasn't built in a day. So take your time. But the second half of that saying, what Angel was saying, but it was burnt in one. So you got to be careful as well because we've seen very stellar careers. Of people who've crashed and burned in just one day by just doing something stupid, like Mel Gibson, right? He was on a roll until he was caught drunk and making anti-Semitic remarks and everything. So you got to be careful on that.
But he made so much money already.
He's still making money, but it's just.
He was lucky in that regard.
You know how much he made from, one of the biggest grossing movies around the world, The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Phenomenal money.
Yeah.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was really good for
Phenomenal
him.
money.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
Really loved
yeah,
that movie.
yeah.
Anyway, hello, Luke.
Hello, Luke.
I look.
Hey.
He's mute. Yeah, good morning.
Everyone. Good morning, listeners and viewers out there. Good morning, Adrian, Glenn, FD, Sean, Angelique. Great to see you all.
Good to see you too.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Good to see you too.
All right. So thank you very much, Adrian. We've got a song just for you. It is Billy Ocean's When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Gets Going. That was a really interesting topic, famous English proverbs and how they relate to your career. Can't wait till next week.
Okay, lovely. Have a great weekend ahead, and remember, one more sleep right to the weekend.
Yeah,
so enjoy
yeah.
yourselves and take care. Have a great
See
one,
you,
guys.
Adrian.
Okay, bye.
See you, Adrian.
Okay.
Take care. All right. So, Luke, we're talking about optimizing weight loss today.
Yes, my favorite topic.
All right. So, before we play the next song, right, just give us an outline of what we'll be talking about this morning.
Outline, I'm going to be sharing about 5 tips to optimize your weight loss or fat loss for long term. So that's the case and why we kind of fall into that trap and what to do about it.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Here's Billy Ocean. When the going gets tough, the tough get going on the big show. 1FM 91.3.
Okay.
Hey, we're kind of wearing
Luke.
the same T-shirt.
You guys shop in the same place.
I think
I know.
today's a very interesting topic. This Luke, this idea of optimizing weight loss. Because right now in my life, all I can do is optimize fat gain.
Optimize fat gain, eh?
She not just
All
you.
optimized.
He's
So
mastered
many-
it. He's mastered
No,
it.
but seriously, I think it is a problem. Although more people are exercising, I think it is a problem for many, many people working from home.
Yeah.
Merely because the sugar is there, the snacks are there,
And you're sedentary. You're not walking
Yeah,
around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very, very, very true. You're as sedentary, your mind is just kind of, and most of the time we're sitting 8 hours to 9 hours of the day.
Yeah.
And because we can't really go out, we order food in, and then we order the food that we normally like, not the food that we should eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
who
true.
wants to see a food panda with salad? Like, come on, be realistic. Maybe me. Maybe.
Okay. You're like, oh, it's a meal.
It's just so unappetizing. It's like, what? I
You're
want
ordering the
something
wrong
else, right?
salad. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a salad place in UT where I do salads 3 times a week. And
Oh,
it's,
nice.
it's really good salads. Really, really good.
Okay, Luke, what do you have today?
Yes, fantastic. So I guess we'll start with why. I don't know about you guys. Have you ever gone on a holiday and then came back and realized like, oh man, I have overdone my American holiday.
All
Oh,
the
yeah,
time.
all the time.
Yeah, eaten too much, exercised too little.
or Chinese New Year, or even I think after Hari Raya as well, we just go on this huge binge, and then all of a sudden on Monday, that's it. I'm gonna go to the gym. That's it. I'm gonna go low carb. That's it. I'm gonna try this plant-based thing. Whatever it is, you just decide that this is the time. But somehow, after a while, it fades. It fades far away. So these are the 5 tips. I'm actually gonna just list down the 5, and then we'll unpack 5 of them. So the first tip really is defining what your purpose is. And number 1. Number 2 is, what are you defining? What are you actually eating throughout the day? And then the number 3 tip is achieving satiety. 4th is stress management. And the 5th is achieving hormonal balance.
Oh, wow.
So these are the 5 tips. These are the 5 tips I would share, and I would kind of advocate to kind of look at things long term. So the very, very first tip is, what is your purpose? Because as we know, values drives our beliefs drives emotions, and then actions or inaction. So a lot of people start from, okay, I want weight loss, I want fat loss, and things like that, without defining why it's important to them. So really finding what the values are behind the goal is. It could be beyond this fat loss. It could be health.
Yeah.
It could be developing a sense of grit. It could even be, for on an emotional level, self-acceptance, because a lot of times self-love, we want to look at it that way as well. So what is your purpose? And I mean, a purpose like, I just need to lose a few belt sizes is fleeting. It's not, it's a very outcome focused goal. So however, it's if we're looking at a process related goal, looking at like a future, I mentioned this before, future me vision, for example, walking down the aisle with feeling comfortable and feeling, beautiful in your wedding dress, for example, picking up your kids, being an active granddad, all that kind of stuff pulls you towards a direction without focusing on the outcome. So having very strong purpose is key. And then some people are wanting, where the two motivation styles. One motivation styles, we're toward motivated, meaning we're motivated toward a goal.
Yeah.
However, some other people are away motivated, where they don't want to be diseased. They don't want to suffer from cancer. They don't want to suffer from diabetes. So being able to define whether you're working towards something or away from something. So that is number 1. What is your purpose? Number 2 is, I said, what are you actually eating? Because we lie to ourselves a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm eating healthy.
Sure you are. I had one peanut.
Yeah, I had 1 peanut, but realistically, you had the whole bag of plantains.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why when I work with someone, I said we need to do a food diary. And a lot of times I've done food diary for my coaches as well. And every time I fill out my food diary,
you lie about it. Yeah.
I want to lie to myself, to my coach.
Yeah.
And I think the first step is tracking what you actually have and taking a food diary, because you're honest with yourself and maybe holding yourself accountable to someone. So what are you actually eating? And also beyond that, what are you actually having in your cupboard and your pantry? Because I believe in the mindset of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
If it's not there, you're not going to be, because motivation wanes, especially if you're in lockdown and you're working from home. You do that multiple fridge trip and hoping that you find something new every time. Yeah. But if there's something there that is hyper palatable, which is high in salt, oil, and sugar, you are going to grab it, because by our biological makeup as humans, we seek the path of least resistance. So the most calories that we can grasp, the better.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. Achieving satiety. So what does achieving satiety mean? That seems like such a big concept. So I look at it from these 3 lenses. Firstly, is looking at caloric density, looking at nutrient density, and of course fiber as well. So if we look at foods that are that have fiber, if we look at our gut, our stomach, we have actually nutrient and stretch receptors in our gut. So when we eat a food that is nutrient rich and also fiber rich, our stretch receptors get expanded. Our nutrient receptors pull all the food in. pull all the nutrients that we need in for weight loss, and then it tells your brain to stop eating, basically. However, if you eat something that is extremely calorie dense, it's normally what most of the time when food is calorie dense is also nutritionally void. So you eat all that empty calories, and a lot of it, let's say we take ice cream. A tub of ice cream is about 1,200 calories. If you're really sad, you can finish a whole tub or two.
How big is your tub? Man?
When
my
you're
tubs
happy,
are
also
like
you can
Mine's like his.
yeah, you were like,
Yeah,
my tub
exactly.
is like this. I'm like, oh my
No,
goodness.
exactly. Yeah. One of those wall tubs. I was really, really sad.
Yeah.
Four
That's the
tablespoons enough, actually.
Four
tablespoons.
really?
Okay.
How
I
big
will
is a
hold you
big
accountable to 4
tablespoon?
tablespoons.
Yeah.
4 tablespoons.
I've been doing
Okay,
that.
four-
Heaped
okay.
tablespoons
Wow.
or
But
leveled out?
still putting on weight.
Yeah.
Because ice
Is
cream
it
is
every
ice
day?
cream,
But
man.
is it every day?
No, like every other day. But
It's still a lot, though.
4 tablespoons,
Yeah.
it's not much.
It's not
Yeah,
much,
it's
no?
not, no.
It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like much.
But then you put the chocolate fudge.
Oh,
vanilla
and
ice
then you put
cream,
the
right?
peanuts, you
Yeah,
put a
yeah,
caramel
yeah.
ice
Exactly.
cream,
It's
a
like
caramel
having the
sauce,
pizza, but with like 7 cheeses on top, right?
100%, and then the salami, and then the rest of
20
the stuff
seconds.
that's on.
Okay, hold on. We're going to go for
Okay,
a traffic
so-
break, and then we're going to go back on radio again. And I think you'll need
Sweet,
to
man.
to repeat maybe the first. You've got 5, right? 5 points today.
So just
Yes.
a summary of what
Yes.
you've done.
yeah, but we've
Okay.
got another talk set on radio later
We do,
again, right?
we do, yes.
we do.
No,
On radio? Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
radio.
yeah.
Yeah. So maybe do 2 or 3 points for
Okay.
this break,
Sure.
and then the last 2 for the next radio break.
Sure thing.
Point 3 traffic.
Here we go. The SLE towards the CTE, a vehicle broken down before Lentor Avenue exit. Northbridge Road near the High Street junction, an accident there. And on the TPE towards the SLE, a vehicle broken down after Tampines Avenue 7 exit. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. Good morning, world. Welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Luke Tan, veducator, as well as our personal development coach. And today, Luke is talking about optimizing weight loss. And the people who are watching us exclusively on The Big Show TV have had first dips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now for the people who are listening to us exclusively on 1FM 91.3, Luke, go ahead. So 5
Yeah.
ways to optimize weight loss.
Weight loss. So yeah, I think as I shared earlier, definitely I would start with just these first 3, and I will go into the last 2 later. So I think it really is important to start with, before going into weight loss, what is your purpose and what is your goal? What is your why into getting into this new health kick or whatever, new journey that you want to begin on? Because your why defines your values, and your values will drive your beliefs drive emotions, and then your actions or inactions. So really starting from a deep place of why. When you start from within, you will focus on long-term success versus a fleeting one, which is, I just want to get a 6-pack, I just want to get toned, because that is not clear enough. So the number 2 point will be, what are you actually eating? Because a lot of times we lie to ourselves, say we're eating healthy, I'm going on this health kick, but truly, by doing a food diary, and if you're working with a coach or a trainer, you want to write your food diary. And I've been there before. I've worked with a coach before, and I write stuff, and I don't even want to lie to myself and say, no, maybe I didn't have that ice cream. No, maybe I didn't have that chocolate, or whatever it is. And then I still write it down. So holding yourself accountable, and maybe getting someone to hold you accountable. And once you actually define at least what your food patterns are, there is an opportunity to change it. But the other aspect within what are you actually eating is looking at your environment, because if you want to focus on long-term weight loss, especially right now if you're working from home, you want to create an environment of success. So what do you have in your cupboards? What do you have in your drawers? What do you have in your fridge? Because I believe in out of sight, out of mind, because there's only so much motivation that we have, especially if we don't have a strong enough goal or why. It's very easy to fall into the trap, because naturally we would gravitate towards foods that are high in calories, high in salt, oil, and sugar. And I mean, these foods are there specifically engineered for you to eat more while feeling unsatiated. So that's number 2. Number 3, and I guess I achieving satiety. Number 3, achieving satiety. What is satiety? I look at it from the lens of calorie density, nutrient density, and fiber. So these are the 3 things that I look at to achieve satiety. So in terms of satiety, you need to focus on foods that activate your nutrient and stretch receptors in your gut. So what actually happens when you eat nutrient-dense, fiber-filled foods? You actually, your gut fills up. You feel that stretch. Your gut gets it stretch, and then your gut also gets the nutrients from the foods. And because you get these 2 signals, you actually send a signal to your brain to stop eating. However, if you're eating hyper palatable foods high in salt, oil, and sugar, and a lot of processed and refined foods, you get all of that. You get all of the empty calories at the same time. You don't get that stretch, so you're just consuming, overindulging in calories, and then next thing you know, 1,300 calories later.
Because you're just not satisfied, right?
You're just not satisfied.
And then you get, and as you said, you don't get filled, so you get hungry quickly again because you get that sugar
100%.
rush, and then it's a drop, and then you need more food. And
exactly, and you open the
never-ending
fridge.
cycle.
Oh, I put my
Chasing your
Cheetos
tail.
in the fridge. Yes, some
Exactly.
Cheetos now. Yeah.
Put my Cheetos in a salad bowl.
I'll have my Cheetos with some plain white rice.
There we go.
You put Cheetos in the fridge? I never have any left over to put in the fridge.
You need a food diary.
Yeah.
Optimizing fat gain, as you say.
All right, we'll continue to talk to Luke on The Big Show TV. In the meantime, here's Nelly Furtado with Say It Right on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
Okay, Luke, so you've gone through the definition, like your purpose that you need to start with, concentrating on what you're eating, what you're actually putting in, and then achieving satiety. What are the
Satiety.
last 2 for optimizing weight loss?
The last 2 would be stress management. Stress, I mean, the second last is stress management, because we live in a stressful environment, whether it's just stress of news, environmental stress, things like, I remember when I was swimming at the country club one day, and the next thing, the guy came with the dengue blower, the smoke.
Oh, the fumigator.
I couldn't find that word.
Fumigator,
Fumigator, and I was
yeah.
just like, oh my God, I better finish swimming because I need to get out of this. And we can't really escape that. We can't escape environmental stress. But the 40% of our stress, majority of our stress that we can control, 40% comes from nutritional stress. So if we can control our nutritional stress, that is probably one of the best things.
Oh, explain it.
Yeah,
What is
how do you
nutritional
mean
stress?
40%? I'm curious.
Nutritional stress.
So nutritional stress, I mean, of course, the food that we eat, if we're eating foods that are processed and refined, highly acidic, highly refined, pro-inflammatory, that creates a lot of nutritional stress. And foods that potentially could create allergic reactions. For example, dairy is one. I mean, majority of Asians are allergic to dairy at some level, about 90% of us. If you consume dairy, you're going to have all that digestive stress. So that is nutritional stress as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I mean, of course, if we look at, for me, I advocate a plant-based diet, but if we look at meat as well, a lot of the meat out there is industrially farmed. So there's a lot of toxic chemicals within industrially farmed meat. So trying to optimize your nutrition by focusing on more kind of plant-based whole foods. So, and the thing about nutritional stress is that stress, when you actually produce stress, you also boost cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. And some people, for example, we look at body types as an ectomorph versus kind of endomorphs. An ectomorph is someone that loses weight very, very easily when they're stressed.
That's not me.
And endomorph is like me. Endomorph is someone that puts on weight, just like you sniff a potato chip, and you're like,
Yeah.
That's us.
All right.
that's us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if your cortisol is up, whatever you want to do, whatever your hormones become imbalanced, which is the next aspect, achieving hormonal balance. Things like the hormone that actually helps build muscle, testosterone. Testosterone. If you're not weight training, you're not sleeping sufficiently and sleeping well, your testosterone is going to go down, and essentially what's going to happen is you're going to increase weight gain. things like estrogen as well. Estrogen, let's say excess estrogen can convert, result in things like cancers as well, and also fat storage. So the food in our food system, actually, for example, dairy and chicken, they are active mammalian estrogens. So by consuming a lot of these foods, you actually boost
the estrogen
boost your
levels.
estrogen levels. Things like thyroid as well. Thyroid, if you're hyper versus hypothyroid, hypo versus hyper, and you can either drop, you can't really put on weight when you're stressed, or you put on excess weight if you're hyper.
So it also
Hypo.
it also
Hypo,
changes
hypo,
with
sorry.
age as well, right? I mean, the type of
Yes.
food and the hormonal balance that you
Of
need.
course. Definitely, it comes with age, and I think testosterone dips as you get older as well. So and yeah, of course, and the key is to find balance within all of it. So in terms of optimizing your thyroid, there are these three words, FBI. So I always remember fluoride, bromide, and iodine. So fluoride, eliminating as much as you can fluoride sources. So I actually use fluoride-free toothpaste, and I filter my water from fluoride.
Really?
Yeah, fluoride is not good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Fluoride, yeah.
it's terrible
Bromide,
for you.
yeah, it is really, really bad for you. So ideally, you want to go fluoride-free if you can. And natural toothpastes, particularly bromide, is present in a lot of baked goods. So bromide is something you want to eliminate. And also, I think bromide is in soft drinks as well.
Right.
And then the final one for I is iodine. A lot of people may actually be iodine deficient potentially because it's not, and it's something that we used to have iodized salt,
Yes.
but now not so much so. And ideally, one of the best ways to get iodine is through seaweed, through sea vegetables, kelp, but we don't actually have a lot of that. So sometimes a multivitamin could help with that, but I think in order to don't supplement with iodine, I would say at least get some tests checked. So those are the last two, but I also have the kind of takeaway points if you have it on, in terms of these five points on what you can actually do. So the takeaway points in summary for the 5 tips is define your why. What is your goal and why is it important to you? It has to drive emotions. It has to drive really long-term changes. It could be, okay, you want to run this marathon. Why do you want to run this marathon? You want to drop body fat and drop weight. Why is this important to you? Oh, you want to go deeper. Oh, because it will make me feel good. Why will it make you feel good? Because, I just want to be around long enough to be healthy. Why is that? The deeper you go, the more layers you peel through the onion, the more you get to the crux of why it's, and the moment you grasp that why, and it triggers an emotional response, you got it.
I love that.
I actually like that why thing because I think what frightens a lot of people and what frightens me when it comes to diets and eating right, and the first word you hear is it's a lifestyle change, and that seems
So big.
So big.
Yeah.
And the first thing I go is I can't attain this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I have a why,
And
that's
you
what
layer.
narrows it down and makes me more focused.
Yeah, and I love the layering that you just mentioned. We can talk about that when we go back on air.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh my God. England Dan and John Fort Coley with I'd Really Love to See You Tonight. What a retro classic.
Sounds like a really old song.
Wow. Wow. Only right here on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. Our guest for this morning is Luke Tan, veducator, as well as our personal development coach. Great to have you on the show now every Thursday. Luke, thank you so much for agreeing to be with us.
It's an honor and pleasure.
Now, Luke, you're talking today about optimizing your weight loss, and you've gone through the 5 different points, like you're defining your purpose, what you're eating, achieving satiety, stress stress management as well as hormonal balance when it comes to achieving all that. Now you're trying to summarize all that, and you're going into defining your why, your reason of why you actually want to lose weight. And can you just give us that interesting analogy you were speaking about peeling the layers off an onion?
Yeah, I guess peeling the layers of the onion. For example, I'm a guy. I just want to lose a few belt sizes, and let's say if I'm working with this guy, I'll say, why is losing a few belt sizes important to you? Because the pants just don't fit. So why is that important? Because I feel like I just need to get active again. So why do you need to get active again? I don't know. I just don't really have a lot of energy to keep up with my kids. We're getting closer and closer to the source. Why is that important to you, not having enough energy to be? Well, my dad wasn't here long enough to see me grow up. And then all of a sudden you've diverged into an emotional point. Oh, wow, it comes from a childhood relationship issue. And all of a sudden say, how would it feel like, how would it be if you could have this life and be a granddad, be a fit granddad, to be able to run, to be able to do pull-ups in the exercise park, and just keep up with your grandkids and not feel like you're burdened by joint pain. And all of a sudden it's no more about losing the belt size. Losing 2 belt size is about being there for his grandkids.
Wow.
So that in itself, that goal is a lot more, it's a lot more I would say not achievable, but it drives a lot more emotion, and it changes his values and beliefs towards. It's not about, I need to cut carbs, I need to cut sugar. It's like, no, is this going to help me achieve my goal of seeing my grandkids grow up?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
Luke, I think there are a lot of people like that out there. The examples you just cited. I mean, men who want to be healthy granddads and all that. But, as much as they know what's good for them, they can't get started. So how do you help someone like that?
So I guess what is the first thing that you could know? A lot of times, like FD said, it just seems so far-fetched. Like, I know I need to do this, but what do I need? I mean, for a start, telling someone, saying that, holding yourself accountable to someone, or even putting on Facebook, sometimes just putting on Facebook, all right, today I'm going on this health kick. It's putting it out there, putting your thoughts and intentions into the world, so that people, to a certain degree, say, I saw your post 2 weeks ago. You're saying you're not going to have sugary drinks. Why are you having bubble tea?
Yeah. So making it public and making sure that people know it, right?
Yeah, and it takes a little bit of courage to get to that point.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be that way. It could just be, all right, well, today I'm just going to start logging my food. It could be as simple as that. It could be, today I'm just going to buy a $75 water bottle and drink 2 liters of water a day. Or whatever it is. Maybe not $75 water bottle. It could just be a nice water bottle. I love my water bottle, by the way. That's why I brought her up. So I think definitely just thinking about a micro goal. What is the easiest thing that you can do based on where you are? Setting micro goals and defining a why.
Yeah, I think get rid of that whole, it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah, no.
It's too big for people.
Yeah, it is. I like the way he broke it down.
Luke, I think what you should do is you should come up with a checklist, for people. Okay. Right? And they go through this checklist, right? And they go like, okay, so what the hell have I been doing?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. A checklist, because people love lists.
Yeah, am I in that category where I should be changing my lifestyle, but I'm not changing it?
Yeah.
And for what reason am I not changing it? And as much as I know that, as the days go by, my health is going to deteriorate if I don't make changes, but I'm still not making those changes. And what is wrong with me?
If not during a pandemic, then when, right? I mean, now's the best time, right?
100%. This is the best time when you're, to a certain degree, and it's not good when you're at home, but at the same time you're in control of you're in full control of your environment as well.
Yeah. You don't have all that hawker food in the canteen and stuff like that. You can control your diet.
100%.
Because for some of these people, I mean, by the time they find out that there's a problem, it's too late.
Yeah.
They're just going, about their lives day by day, just hoping for the best. until something happens
Yeah.
eventually.
Something happens. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
You
right.
know, so we need to help these people.
But I've got to say
Yeah.
a big thank you to you, Luke, for helping me in my mind narrow that down. Because that's always been my problem.
What's the
it's
problem?
a lifestyle change. And to me, that is just, it's
scary.
I can't do that.
And now it's about your grandkids, right?
I think it's always
it
been. His
is.
grandkid is already how old?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, it
Grandkid
yeah.
is big now.
Well, my youngest one is just a year, so just over a
and
year.
your,
Quite
your,
small.
your oldest
Just
one.
over- that one, don't say, going into national service already.
There you go.
Different one.
There you go.
Okay, well, I think we've run out of time, Luke. I don't know if we can go
Brilliant.
through all the.
How many more do we have?
Yeah.
Well, he was doing a wrap up. Maybe we can do it back on
Okay.
the Big Show TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why not?
Sure.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right, up next, Gloria Estefan. Turn the beat around on the Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
Okay, so you've done the define your why. If you want to do the summary
your
of
why.
the rest.
The summary of how to do it. What are you eating? So definitely do a food log, as I shared. Also, tell someone about it. What your goals are. Even work with a coach. Work with your partner. Work with your kids. Your friend who's into this journey. And I think it's always good to have someone around you to support your satiety. Focus on, I would say, whole plant-based foods, you know, foods that are rich in water, fiber, and nutrients. So focus on that. Everything else comes second. So that's satiety. So you activate your nutrient and your stretch receptors. So fruits, veggies, whole grains, nuts and seeds, legumes. Manage stress, you know, things like how you meditating is one thing. Doing daily learning on, for example, if you want to go on a nutritional perspective, it could be low carb, whatever it is, it could be plant-based. Do some research on it. The more you learn, the more you can apply to yourself. And I mean, so that is the kind of mental piece. But I think the key is really controlling what you eat. But it all starts with the why. And then finally is, you know, where hormonal balance is concerned. If you find that you're doing everything right and you can't seem to be shifting the weight, then potentially it could be a hormonal imbalance somewhere. And I've worked with clients who have done so. You know, we've done the training, we've dialed nutrition dial, we just can't shift. And also medication could create a hormonal imbalances. I know certain antidepressants add to weight gain. Astronomical weight, like 10, 15 kilos. So looking at all these aspects and maybe working with like a functional doctor and integrative practitioner that will be able to kind of look at these different factors and how lifestyle affects hormonal balance. So those are the 5.
A functional doctor, did you say?
Yes, a functional. I'm not not sure whether there are functional doctors here. I would think so. Functional or integrative doctor, where they look at lifestyle factors, not just kind of the allopathic route to optimizing your health and well-being.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. Functional doctor.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Luke, for joining us today. Really appreciate it. We look forward to speaking to you once again next week.
Indeed, same here.
Thanks.
Stay
Have a
safe.
great day, guys.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everyone.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Sean is coming in soon, huh? There. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We
Ding
have
dong.
Sean. That's right. Oh my
right.
goodness, I almost forgot about Sean.
Yeah, boy. Actually, I forgot about Sean.
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
why-
Sean.
that's
why you
Sorry,
guys
we
say
almost
Sean.
forgot about
Sorry,
you.
mate.
You can say that next
No
time.
problem.
Yeah,
Morning.
next time, just say it. All right, Sean.
Hey, morning, guys.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Okay.
So what are we up
So
to
let's
today?
let's get into it.
Okay.
Can you hear
Hang
us?
on a minute. I think something's playing in the background. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Problem.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes, because I had you guys on the other tab. So, all right. So you guys were talking about eating right,
Yes.
and that's perfect for what we're doing today. And Sean and me wearing same T-shirt.
Yes. We shop
Yes.
at the comedian store.
Correct. And what I'm gonna do is, Sean, have you had your breakfast?
No, I haven't.
Okay, good. Because since you guys are talking about eating right, why don't we help Sean find the right breakfast for today?
Okay.
Ooh, yum.
Okay, because the last time we hung out, I think we had like ramen at midnight. Not very healthy.
Ramen at midnight.
It's a
Yeah,
lobster
so
one.
Sounds like a new movie.
Yeah. I remember that was pretty good. So what we'll do today is we will help Sean find the right breakfast. Okay, and in these cups, I put in junk.
Oh, thanks.
But there's also there might be something good for you here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna help him pick his breakfast.
like a
So
carrot?
here's how it's gonna work. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now everyone, for example, just put your finger on 1. Okay, or or keep your eye on one.
one.
Mentally on.
All-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And when I say move one time.
Okay.
Okay. And when you move one time, you can't move this way because there's no cup here. Although I've done this before, went this way around. Doesn't work that way. Okay. So if you're on one and I say move, where would you be?
Two.
Two. Perfect. So everyone understands what we're going to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we are on two.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Move.
Yes.
Move.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Move.
Okay.
Yes.
Move.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So you've move. Okay. I don't think anyone is over here.
No.
No.
Good, because let's see what we have. If you chose this, Sean would have to have this for breakfast.
What's that? Battery.
batteries.
At least I'll be energized.
Double A batteries.
Might be too much energy for you, Sean, but it's okay. So anyway, wherever you guys were, okay, stay there
Yeah.
and move.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think you guys were here. Was anyone here?
No.
No.
No, good, because otherwise then Sean would have to eat his.
Words.
That's what I do every morning. So yeah.
Okay, so stay where you were. Let's try this again. Move.
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think no one was here.
No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
because otherwise he would have to. Oh, look.
Hey. Oh,
That
There's
would
your
have been
lunch
good
money,
breakfast. No,
your
that's
lunch
right.
Money.
Okay, can we
Yeah,
bring
but
it back?
you probably have to put your money where your mouth is,
I will put money in my mouth anytime.
and you guys will probably also not here. Was anyone here?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
because
everybody chose
otherwise you'd have to eat this
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch.
nice.
a watch.
Maybe I
Yeah,
can
you know
finally
what's
tell the time then.
yeah, but you know the downside of eating a watch, right?
What?
It's time consuming. But I guess everyone ended up here.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not even there. I'm
Fantastic.
out of the screen
Yeah.
somewhere.
I don't even think I moved, but okay.
Yeah. No, that's where I ended up. Yeah.
Yes.
All
correct.
right.
Those playing.
Okay, so Sean, we have chosen your breakfast
carrot.
for you. I think it's something healthy. You get to have.
Healthy.
Wow.
Hey.
Nicely done.
I like it.
All right, good for you. Okay, high in protein. Okay, and you guys watch Sean. Make sure he eats healthy.
We
will.
try.
Yeah, make sure he has eggs for breakfast. Okay, no more ramen at midnight.
I was watching Animal Planet last night, and there was this show on neutering your dog. And so they removed the dog's testicles. That kind of reminds me of testicles.
Also, look.
But they were
Okay, that was
smaller and darker, though.
Totally not my intention to bring up
okay,
that memory
okay.
for you.
Right. You see, that's for watching the Animal Planet.
I think so. I think
It's
so.
educational.
If you want to
Okay.
follow Sean on Instagram, it's Sean Vimy.
You know what this reminds me also? I mean, I'm just looking at this right
here we go.
Sean has little boobies.
Glenn. Okay.
Oh,
Bye,
sorry-
Sean.
sorry
see
about
you next.
that.
See you next
All
week, Sean. Bye.
All right, see you guys next
made it
week.
now.
Follow Sean at Sean V Me.
See you
All
guys.
right. Okay, take care.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye. All right, we got to say goodbye. It's late.
Yes.
It is
Yes,
quite late.
yes, yes.
That's right. Okay. Share the video, please.
Friday
Bye.
tomorrow. Bye.